Your tyranny ends today, old man. I speak for every citizen you have oppressed. You are a traitor to Rome.
Here is something nobody is honest enough to say out loud. The person who doesn't like you is not your biggest problem. You are. Because right now, you are spending 10 times more mental energy on them than they are spending on you. They are living their life. You are giving them real estate in your head they have not paid for and do not deserve. The Stoics had a solution to this. It is not what you expect. And by the end of this video, the way you handle people who don't like you will never be the same. Chaos is loud. Ancient wisdom is louder. Here are 7 Stoic ways to handle people who do not like you. Let's dive into it. 1. Their dislike is almost never actually about you. This is the most important thing to understand first, because everything else depends on it. When someone dislikes you, your mind immediately starts asking, what did I do wrong? What is it about me? How do I fix this? But most of the time, those are the wrong questions. Because the dislike is not a verdict on you. It is a window into them. People who dislike confident people usually have an unresolved relationship with their own confidence. People who dislike successful people usually have an unresolved relationship with their own ambition. The dislike is almost always a projection. They are placing something from their internal world onto you. Marcus Aurelius said it clearly. The wrongdoer has a nature related to my own, not meaning their behavior is acceptable, meaning I understand the source. And once you understand the source, you stop taking the result personally. Here is what to do immediately. The next time someone's dislike lands on you, ask yourself one question before reacting. What quality of mine might be threatening something unresolved in them? Not to feel superior, to understand. That single shift, from what is wrong with me to what does this reveal about them, drains the dislike of most of its power over you instantly. 2. Your calm is the most powerful response you will ever give. Epictetus said, it is not what happens to you that disturbs you, but your opinion about it. Here is the practical truth of that. When someone is hostile toward you, they are sending energy and expecting return. They want a reaction, something that confirms their dislike has power. When you match that energy, you give them exactly what they want. You have confirmed that they can move you. But when you stay calm, genuinely calm, not performing calm, something shifts in the interaction. They swung and hit nothing. That is the most unsettling outcome for someone trying to provoke you. Your peace does not frustrate them a little. It completely dismantles the thing they were trying to do. So here is how to actually do this, because calmness under pressure is a practice, not a personality trait. Before any interaction with someone you know dislikes you, make 3 decisions in advance. Your tone will be measured. Your words will be clean. Nothing sarcastic, nothing passive-aggressive, nothing that gives them material. And your behavior will be the same as it would be in any other room. No coldness, no performance, just consistent. Consistency communicates something no speech ever could. You do not have the authority to change who I am when I'm in your presence. 3. Polite is not the same as available. Adjust their access quietly. Not every relationship deserves the same level of your presence. Some people deserve your full self, your time, your vulnerability, your real investment. Others deserve only your civility. And people who have shown you through their behavior that they are working against your peace, they get the minimum the context requires, nothing more. The way you do this is not with a speech, not with a confrontation, not with a dramatic withdrawal. You simply reduce. You are still polite, you are still professional, but the personal dimension disappears. The warmth calibrates down. The availability shrinks. You become someone they interact with but can no longer reach. They will feel the shift. You will not have explained it. And because you have not explained it, they have nothing to respond to. The quiet reduction of access is more powerful than any confrontation because it cannot be argued with. It simply is. Think of access to you as having levels. Full presence and warmth for the people who have earned it. Professional respect for those you work alongside. And for the person who has consistently shown you disrespect. Civil, functional, and emotionally unavailable. Not because you are cold, because not everyone has earned the same piece of you. And before we go further, if this is already giving you something real, do yourself a favor and subscribe to this channel right now. Because what we cover here every week, ancient Stoic wisdom that you can actually use in your real daily life, is exactly what you just experienced in the last 3 points. Hit subscribe. It takes 2 seconds. And now let's keep going. 4. Check whether any part of the dislike is true. This is the uncomfortable one, and it is the most valuable one. When someone dislikes you or criticizes you, the instinct is to dismiss it entirely, especially when the person is being unkind about it. But the Stoics required something harder. They required you to separate the delivery from the content and ask honestly, is there anything here that points to something real? Seneca wrote, "A man cannot improve himself if he only takes counsel from people who love him." So here is the practice. Once, just once, not obsessively, ask yourself, is there anything in how they see me that corresponds to something I privately already know is true? Not what they said loudly and unkindly. What it might be pointing at quietly. Extract what is useful. Discard the rest. Apply the useful part. This is not about validating someone's bad behavior toward you. It is about being the kind of person who can receive honest feedback from any source, even an unfriendly one, because you care more about who you are becoming than about protecting a comfortable image of yourself. That is the Stoic standard. And the person who can do this is genuinely harder to diminish, because they have already done the hardest work of examining themselves honestly. 5. Stop paying rent to the wrong landlord. Every hour you spend mentally replaying an interaction with someone who dislikes you is an hour that belongs to someone who actually deserves it. A relationship worth building, work worth doing, growth worth pursuing. This is not sentiment, it is mathematics. You have a finite supply of mental energy every day. The person who dislikes you is consuming that energy. And the cost is not just the energy itself, it is everything that energy could have built if it had gone somewhere that returns something real. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about your neighbors." Here is the exercise. Look honestly at the last week. How much mental time went to the person who dislikes you? Replaying, analyzing, rehearsing. Now name one person in your life who genuinely values you and has not been getting enough of your presence. This week, make one real move toward that relationship. A message, a call, something that redirects even a fraction of the energy from the wrong place to the right one. Do this consistently and watch what compounds on both sides. 6. Grow for yourself, not to prove anything to anyone. There is a version of self-improvement that looks like growth, but is actually performance. It is the improvement you pursue, because you want the person who doubted you to eventually have to acknowledge they were wrong. Here is the problem with it. Even when you achieve the goal, the satisfaction does not arrive. Because the goal was never yours. It was completed in the service of their opinion, and you are still dependent on their assessment, now hoping they will change it rather than fearing they won't. Real growth, the kind that builds something permanent, is done in silence, for reasons that have nothing to do with an audience. For the simple reason that a better life is worth living, and a better version of yourself is worth building. Before you pursue a new goal, ask yourself this honestly. If the person who dislikes me never found out I did this, would I still do it? If the answer is yes without hesitation, that is real growth. If there is any hesitation, examine the motive. Build the thing you would build in complete anonymity. That is the thing that actually lasts. 7. The goal was never to be liked. This is the teaching everything else has been building toward. Marcus Aurelius wrote this, and it should be read slowly. I have often wondered how it is that every man loves himself more than all the rest of men, but yet sets less value on his own opinion of himself than on the opinion of others. Sit with that. We prioritize our own comfort, our own time, our own survival above everyone else. And yet the verdict we seek most urgently, the one we give the most power over our inner peace, is the verdict of other people. People who do not know the full picture of who we are, what we have been through, or what we are building. Being liked is weather. It changes based on other people's moods, their insecurities, their projections, their bad days. You cannot build your peace on weather. What you can build it on is this, your own honest assessment of how you live today. Not did anyone validate me. Did I validate myself? Did I respond with my values rather than my wound? Did I protect my peace without surrendering my character? Did I give my best energy to what actually deserves it? The person who can answer yes to those questions does not need to be liked. Not because they are cold or indifferent, because they are free. Genuinely, structurally free. The kind of free that no one else's opinion can take from them because it was never built on someone else's opinion in the first place. The Stoics did not aim to be liked. They aimed to be worthy of their own respect. That is the only verdict that cannot be revised by someone else's bad morning. And if you have gotten this far and this has genuinely helped you, please like this video right now. It takes 1 second and it tells me that this is the kind of content worth making more of. I read every comment, I notice every like, and I make more of what actually helps. There is a person in your life who doesn't like you. That has not changed. But here is what has changed. You now know that their dislike is a projection, not a verdict. You know that your calm is power, not weakness. You know how to calibrate their access without drama or explanation. You know how to extract whatever might be true and use it to become harder to diminish. You know where to redirect your energy and why it compounds. You know the difference between real growth and performance. And you know that the goal was never to be liked. It was to be worthy of your own respect. The person who internalizes these 7 things is not someone who is unaffected by being disliked. They are someone who has built something that the dislike simply cannot reach. Go build that. Chaos is loud. Ancient wisdom is louder. Tell me in the comments. Which of these 7 hit you the hardest today? I read everyone.